advocate, and that is because I advocate on behalf of all of my gorgeous, brilliant design lovers across the US and beyond to help you wipe out the ugly room, wipe out the disappointing result, and to use strategy, to get those great results. If you are just Pinteresting yourself to pieces or house booking yourself ad infinitum, if your results are not where you want them to be, you are not alone. And the more idea overload you get into and the more wheel spinning you get into, the worse it gets. You are totally normal, because design is much more strategic and formulaic and strategic, again, than you even think it is. And yes, there's a lot of creativity involved, but when you lean into strategy, which is what I teach in my online courses, when you lean into strategy, amazing things happen. Your creativity moves forward, and you're amazed, all my students are, at what you can create. So, nose itch. Every Tuesday, I like to stop what I'm doing here, or we like to stop what we're doing here at our luxury design company, and we love to come out here and talk to you about something on your gorgeous design brain, something on your mind, teach a lesson, and take questions about that topic as well. And this is kind of an unusual topic we're doing today, but we really want to talk about design and talk about things that not everybody's talking about and that really affect your real life. And we've gotten some questions and some beautiful, heartfelt DMs and private messages and emails too, when some of you have been going through a tough time in your life, and yet you still had to address something in your home to be redesigned. And so that the topic of today's Facebook Live is how to handle interior decorating and design in your home after you're coming through a difficult time, or when you're in a difficult time. And I'm talking about things like divorce, after a divorce, after a bad diagnosis for someone that you love, after death of a loved one, or some heartbreak where you just feel like you're not totally, in your most center, joyful self. We have all had those moments. My gosh, I got to tell you, I did not love the year 2019. I had a lot of stress and strain in that year, barely slept. And I have had other periods in my life, cycles in my life, where things happen that maybe I wasn't so happy about them happening, but you got to muscle through. You have got to keep going. That's how life is, right? The peanut butter and jelly sandwiches of life still need to be made. We get pulled forward by the current of our life. And I remember after my mom died, we looked at our family room and Steve said, we got to do something in here. And I said, I just don't have the bandwidth. I'm so heartbroken of having lost my mother. But we did proceed with it. And I want to tell you what I see clients struggle with, what I see students struggle with, what I struggled with, and I want to see how I can help you through this. So if you are coming through some sort of difficult time, or you've just come through a difficult time, and you feel like something has to happen in a particular room in your home, or a number of rooms, or maybe you have to move, the first thing I would say is, if you can make as little change as possible, great. But more than that, I want you to honestly assess what your bandwidth is, because decorating and design takes a lot of decision making and a lot of energy. It does, and a lot of legwork. So you may decide, yes, this XYZ project really needs to happen. I was starting it anyway, and then this thing happened that I wasn't so happy about. There's no crime in saying, I've got to call in some support. I've got to call in some help. You can call in a great designer. You can go to a furniture store that has maybe a designer who you know is maybe moonlighting on the side there, but somebody who really knows what they're doing, right? Not just a furniture store salesperson. Get some support, get some help in. Nothing wrong with that. But maybe, hiring a designer is not right for your value system. Maybe it's not right for your budget. Totally get it. So honestly assess what your bandwidth is. And if you feel that you can proceed, what I'd like you to do is at least pick a start date, but move it out maybe 2 or 3 months beyond when you thought you could reasonably start. And take that gear up time as a time to maybe get excited about your project, to pulse a little joy into your essence while you're dealing with this sad thing. And how do you pulse that joy around a decorating project? You start doing the thing I always tell you to be careful about doing. This is the time to do Pinterest and dreaming and some house idea booking, making and that sort of thing. Just do some really sweet dreaming about what this new nest room in your, or new room in your nest will feel like, or if you're moving to a new nest, what you want that to feel like, what you want that to experience to be. And then what I want you to also think about doing is Well, for different circumstances. If you're coming through a divorce, that was not really what you had hoped would be happening in your life, that's a great heartbreak. So one of the first things you may want to ask yourself is, am I ready to have some more change in my life? Whether it's after divorce, death, or a bad diagnosis. Am I ready for change? Because your environment, if you are at all an HSP, highly sensitive person, if you're an empath, your environment affects you tremendously. All people are affected by environment. But if you're an HSP or an empath, I know a lot of you are, if you're attracted to studying with me, then you're even more sensitive to what your surroundings are. So I want you to be really careful to consider, will I feel more taken apart if my surroundings change suddenly? I may not like the way some of my environment's looking, but am I ready for the change? How will that be for me? Will that be too disconcerting for me? So if the answer is yes, I'm ready for that change, great. And again, if the answer is, I think I'm ready for that change, pick a start date 2 or 3 months from now and just try to, again, pulse some creative joy into your life through design in terms of idea gathering and some dreaming. So after divorce, I want you to be thinking selfishly first about your bedroom. That should be a sacrosanct space that really nurtures you. And if this divorce was not something that you had wanted, maybe the first thing you want to do is remove your spouse from that bedroom. I'm talking not only just his stuff, but maybe this is a great time. If you think, gee, the mattress was getting kind of old, this is a great time to get him out of your bed and get a new mattress and new box spring, fresh new bedding. That alone might give you a nice little lift in that bedroom. And of course, you can do lots of other small changes for a big bang for the buck payoff without having to throw the baby out with the bathwater. I'm not saying you have to completely redo the room and get rid of everything, but maybe there are some significant enough changes with wall color, new bedding, maybe new window coverings, new mattress, just to kind of pulse a new energy into that space. If there are children involved and you're going to be removing elements of dad from the house, I would do that with your home. I would do that more delicately. I'd ask the children, what picture of daddy do you really want to keep around? Show me your favorite pictures of daddy. And maybe those move into the children's bedroom. And maybe one goes into a fairly neutral family zone. Now, if a move is happening after a change like a divorce, definitely get the children involved in creating that new bedroom. Try to make it really gloriously creative for them and let them have ownership in it. Try to build excitement around it. If you're one of my students, you know about the design fingerprint, do a design fingerprint exercise with your kids and find out what really, what they will love in this new space that you're creating for them. Get their buy-in. And again, let them bring some pieces of dad after this divorce into that new bedroom. And if budget is pressed, which it often is after divorce, things like color alone, room color, bedding, those sorts of things can make a big difference in creating this new wonderful bedroom for a child, so that they feel comforted, nurtured, and so you're not losing your marbles while you're doing it all as well. If possible, if you can avoid a move after anything traumatic, death, divorce, a bad diagnosis for a loved one, always better to put those things off. What I understand to be true is that when people move to a whole new surrounding, it can take as much as a year to feel like you're rooted again. So just know that it may be better to stay where you are a little longer term without making a residence change before moving. Now, after the death of a spouse, that is a whole different heartbreak. And there I would say proceed with caution. I would make as few changes for at least a year as possible. What I would do in your bedroom is I would start to add things like fresh flowers. I'd start to bring something joyful into your home where you can, maybe in the kitchen as well. But I would be very careful about any big changes for at least a year. Again, because of how will you feel after that change. I have a relative who was very heartbroken after her husband died, and she very quickly removed a lot of him from her home, and she felt very sad about that afterwards. She needed more of a transition time. And then there are other types of stressful moments in life, right? Your spouse has had a difficult time and he's depressed, or a bad medical diagnosis for your mom or your sister or a best friend, or death of a best friend, something that's really rattled you to your core. Be real careful about how you're going to feel about change. Interior design is amazing. It's incredible what happens when we start to redo our environments. But it is change, and it can be disconcerting when you're feeling a little or a lot off balance, or like you're not in your full center. If you keep coming back to the answer of, yes, I know all of this, but I still want to update my living room, or I still wanted to give a little bit of a facelift to my bedroom or to my daughter's room, then I'd love to encourage you to check out a free workshop that deals with accessorization, which is a very low cost and lower effort but powerful way to reinvent spaces. I deal with that in this workshop, as well as some other easy ways to make a change without making, throwing out the baby with the bathwater. And at the end of that free workshop, I do talk about an amazing online course I have called Design CPR, Creating Perfect Rooms. And it's all about really how to create perfect looking rooms with accessories. Again, lower cost, big bang for the buck when you look at accessories as a total package in a room. And there's a little bit in there about paint color selection and so forth, but it's really for women, design lovers who want to make a change, but they don't want to buy a room full of new furniture and new window coverings, spend scads and scads of dollars and scads of energy. And I guess that's the final note I would say here, is that if you're coming through a difficult time, maybe you're not sleeping well at night, or you're just heartbroken, so you're leaking energy with worry out the back door, be careful to preserve your energy. Don't take on a project that's too big. You got the gift of time on your side. Your kitchen can get redone. Still an itchy nose. This must be the truth, right? Because my nose is itchy. There's time. You've got time to get the XYZ done or redone in your home. Okay? So I hope this has been helpful to you. I want you to know that we're here for you at the Interior Design Advocate. If you're one of our students, you can post pictures of projects in one of our private groups. And if you're not one of our students, or you are one of our students, we're always out here on Tuesday, 4 p.m. No, 4 p.m.? Yeah. You'd think I'd know this. I've been doing this for 2 years. Always out here, 4 p.m. on Tuesdays, talking with you, hugging you, and spending time with you. So happy to do that for you as well. So if you have a question about anything I've just spoken about, or a couple of general project questions, I'm checking my watch because I do have a meeting to get to shortly. But I'm happy to take a couple of questions, and I want to let you know what we're working about next. I'm getting hearts and flowers on that. Thank you, Facebook. Mwah, to you guys. Next week, total shift back to the different types of topics that we work with. I know this is a little bit heavy, but given some of the sweet emails I was getting, I thought we had to talk about this. We're talking about hot tips to stop wall color mistakes. That is what we're talking about this coming Tuesday, 4 p.m. Eastern. Hot tips to stop wall color mistakes. If you missed any part of this, amazingly love-filled Facebook Live, you can always find us on YouTube. There it is, YouTube, the Interior Design Advocate. There it is. If you like that course I just described to you and you don't want to go to the free workshop, if you head to the blog, you'll find on the right-hand side of the blog a 20% coupon that we're running right now for the Design CPR course, that paid course. And then if you're not following us on Instagram, hey, what up? Hope you will. Hope you'll consider doing that. It's at decorating.genius, at decorating.genius. So without any further delay, Katie's going to watch Insta for questions. I'm going to be looking at Facebook for questions. And if we don't have questions, we'll scooch out of here a little early. All right. So I am getting all kinds of hellos. People are here for their first live cast. That's Lori. Hi, Lori. Good to have you. Ruth is saying hi. Claire is saying hi, Donna. Thanks for inspiring me in my recent makeover with my living room. Claire, you are so welcome. I am very proud of Claire. Claire is doing some good work. She's one of my students. Very proud so far, what I'm seeing. Cherry White saying this is a great topic. Cherry, I'm glad you appreciated it. Hello from Justine. Hi, Justine. How are you? Mary saying hello. Hello, Mary. And Debbie saying hi. And Debbie's here listening to the great knowledge that I don't know if it's great knowledge, but thank you, Debbie. Kalinda is saying hello. Sandra is saying hello. Hello, guys. And Susan O'Leary is saying hello from Superior Interiors. Okay, there it is. Love our lives and our blog. Thank you, Susan. Gail is saying, and do you think that in a relatively formal living room that most of the fabric should be the same texture for the most part? Nope, I don't. This is something I teach in depth now I look blurry blurry again. I look blurry on this feed. What the what? We had this happen to us last time. It starts out clear and then gets blurry. Kind of weird. Tech issues. We'll have to ask Steve Hoffman what he can do about that. And after this is over, he's going to say, I can't do anything about it. Come on, Steve Hoffman, take one for the team. Anyway, fabrics in the same texture. No. Listen, Gail, I talk about this inside the Decorating Genius system, and I don't know if you're in that online course, but in that I talk about how to put together a fabric plan. And with fabric, there are 3 layers. There's the color, there's the pattern, there's the texture. And when we did our Design Diva conference last year, I was teaching an advanced session at the conference about how to nuance and layer spaces. And I was showing my peeps really flat looking interiors. And eventually they were like, oh yeah, that looks like a catalog page. Oh yeah, that looks like it was just staged, for a model home, like really flat one-dimensional spaces. So ideally you want to vary up your textures. But you need to know your design fingerprint, because maybe you're a girl that doesn't like shine. You need to know your design fingerprint, but within that, you want to definitely vary your textures. Why is my nose so itchy all of a sudden? And this is coming in from Insta. Want to change my living room? Should I buy my sofa and big pieces first? Sharon, no. That's a brilliant question, because Sharon's brilliant. Any design diva here with us? I know you've got these great brains happening. No, Sharon, there are so many steps you want to do before you go furniture shopping. Do not buy anything until you know your design fingerprint, until you've figured out your budget line by line, until you've done a measured space plan. And from that plan, you're going to do your line by line item budget. Only then can you start shopping. Period. End of story. I'm helping my daughter move into her first apartment. We are, Steve and I, in Manhattan. And Anna, my lovely, wonderful snugglebug, said, Mom, I don't really have my room dimensions for my bedroom, but this is the best I have. We've got to start furnishing. I said, wait a minute. We can't just go buy a bed if we don't have all of these other pieces in place. So we had to start shopping. And P.S., the bed doesn't really fit in the room. So there it is. So Sharon, do not pass go. Do not collect $200. Don't you buy that sofa until you know exactly what to do in those other layers, so that when you do buy the sofa, Sharon, it's the right sofa. And you're never going to look back and say, ugh, what did I do? Why did I do this? Design is very methodical and very path-driven and strategic. So hi from California. Oh, send some sunshine out here, Maria. We're going nuts with the rain. 2 last questions. Katie's telling me, because I'm time pressed. I've got to get to a meeting for a wonderful nonprofit we support here at our company. Stephanie's saying she doesn't know where to start her project. Stephanie, take a look at the Decorating Genius online course. I map it out, the 7 simple steps to great rooms. If you're spinning your wheels, we get you unspun. It's too big an answer for your question. Not trying to be glib, just trying to move you along. Jan is saying, where do we find the free accessory workshop? I put a link into the description here on Facebook. That's where you can find it. Sorry if I didn't say that clearly before. Patty's here for the first time, so good to see you, Patty. Hello from Sheila. Hello from Fredericksburg, VA. Hello, Dawn. Jan is saying, thank you so much for the input during the VIP meeting last night. You and Steve had the patience of Job. So, Jan, you are cute. So we have this exclusive VIP membership lounge for my more motivated students and my more advanced students, where one Monday a month they can meet with me in a group, but I unmute people's microphones and I can draw on pictures and we can design together and we can go shopping online. I can show them things. Jan had a couple of challenges, but we helped her through them, Steve and I. So I will pass your wonderful knowledge on, Jan. You have to have taken my Decorating Genius course to be eligible to be part of that online meetup, that once monthly meetup. But it's great. Jan is saying, thank you for your 5 design disasters that you provide. I interviewed my first contractor this past week, and thanks to you, I actually knew what to say. Woohoo! Janet! Mwah! I love it. Here's Katie's hand. You get jazz hands from Katie. I love it. Empowering you, brilliant, smart, wise, savvy women that you are, is my mission and my joy. So I love that worked for you, Janet. That's fantastic. That's good. Kalinda saying, any future workshops on bath remodeling projects? Kalinda, My Decorating Genius course, which is amazing. In that course, we talk about kitchen design as well as bath design, how to use the DGS course and process and strategy to do a kitchen or bath. I just got cold. Did something like, is there some spirit entering here? Is that a breeze from the window? What was that? What was that? Sally's saying hi. Hello, sweet Sally. Patty's saying she's overwhelmed. I don't know. I hope I didn't say anything that overwhelmed you, Patty. But there you go. Throw in a comment. I know I got to get going. Denise is saying she's missed me. I've missed you, Denise. It's so good to see you back here. Hello from Utah. Utah's with us. Okay, I think I've got through all of my questions and comments there. I think, do we have everything taken care of on Insta? Mm-hmm. Okay, girls, listen. I got a buzz out of here. So it was great being here with you. Check out that free online workshop if you are so inclined. The link is in our Facebook description. Insta, you can find it by clicking on our link in bio. Katie's gonna smack me. And what else? And if like, look, I don't want to listen to a workshop about a course. I don't want a free workshop. I just want to go right into a course. So if you just want to go into the Design CPR course online, go to the blog at the Interior Design Advocate. You'll see a coupon at the side for 20% off. You can go to the product page also to learn about it. But if you want 20 off, use that coupon code. All right, next week, dolls, hot tips to avoid wall color disasters. Hot tips to avoid wall color disasters. I will see you next week. I've got to blow out of here, and I hope you have a great rest of your week. Hugs to everybody. Hi, this is Donna. Thanks so much for watching. And if you like this video, please hit the like button and comment below so I know what you think. And don't forget to subscribe to the Interior Design Advocates channel so you don't miss any of our great content.